Diagram layers are an important Envision feature. Layers help manage complexity and convey understanding across the enterprise. Envision is a popular visualization tool. Visual thinking makes it easier to organize your thoughts, form new ideas, and remember essential details. But it's important that the content of the visualization is accessible. So, a one-dimensional rendition of, say, a business process can be fatally oversimplified, or simply incomprehensible. A business process can be linked to other business processes, internal or external, IT systems, rules and regulations, capabilities, internal and external, risk. All these elements have specific attributes. Envision enables you to associate one set of business objects with others. It's done in a way that is accessible from the C-suite to the post room. It is done by using diagram layers.
This video shows you how to use Envision layers.
It will also show how Envision diagram layers manage complexity.
Layers are created by system admin users. See video 89 in this series for layer setup guidance.
Let's start by defining an Envision diagram layer. A diagram is a visualization of the interaction of objects in a model. A typical example is a BPMN diagram that depicts a business process involving tasks, decisions, and connectors. When diagrams are superimposed on each other, they are referred to as layers. Typically, each diagram is based on a separate model, but this is not always the case. As you will see later in this video, layers are used to link different disciplines within the organization. It can also be used to show different diagram states, such as the as-is scenario and the to-be state. Let's see how we use layers in an Envision diagram. Here we have a process to inspect equipment and, if necessary, do some maintenance and repairs. There are two teams, the inspectors and the engineers. The diagram has three layers: BPMN, swim lanes, and risk. Each layer can have its own security. To remove a layer from view, you click the eye. A red eye means that the layer is hidden from view. You can edit each layer by highlighting it. The appropriate objects will be displayed on the drawing palette. In this case, let's add a risk assessment to the routine inspection task. We can drag the low-risk object and place it next to, or touching, a task. We name it. Then, we can open the spec sheet, or properties form, and input the risk attributes. The risk assessment for routine inspection is now on the risk layer of this diagram. Let's illustrate the power of Envision layers by showing you an example with 6 layers. This diagram is a comprehensive representation for pizza delivery. The first recommendation is that you do not just present this to your C-suite executives. It's complicated. Getting an appreciation of all the aspects of the diagram requires concentrated effort. But trying to understand all the relationships would be nigh impossible if the information was contained in 6 separate diagrams. In Envision, all the information is in one diagram, but separate aspects are in distinct layers. Each layer can have its own security, so views of each layer can be switched on or off, depending on the user profile. Let's start by turning off all but one layer. This is the base layer, and it contains just the tasks or processes involved in the procedure. This is a great view for executives that just want to get a high-level view of the activity steps. Next, we show the inputs and outputs for each activity. This is aimed at executives who need to understand the flow of the work. Let's go ahead and turn on the guides, enablers, and the flow. Here, we begin to see the full picture. It's getting a little busier, but now we can begin to do some analysis. The next layer to turn on is the health setting. We have placed sticky spots on each object. Red, yellow, or green, depending upon the health of the interaction. This is where we can start to do more analysis, because in Envision, there is a relationship between the dot and the object. So, for example, we can go into the repository and list all the items connected to a red spot. Envision makes it easy not only to visualize the information, but also to analyze and report on it. Lastly, we can add a layer, just for annotations. One team can make comments on the diagram, making it easy for them to collaborate. Because of the Envision security facilities, nobody else can see these informal jottings. In fact, the same is true for all Envision layers. Whether you provide direct access, or you are publishing to the cloud, or printing diagrams, only people with permission can view any layer. As you can see, the Envision diagram layers functionality enables you to secure and deliver the right level of information across a wide array of users who have diverse needs.
So, what have we learned?
Envision layers convey understanding of a topic through unambiguous visualizations. They cut through complexity and deliver clear-cut views.
We also saw layers bring different disciplines together onto one diagram. So, it's a great way to associate, for example, capabilities with processes. When a layer is on view, its drawing elements are displayed and are available for use. Every diagram can have multiple layers. Envision layers are set up by system admin. Each layer can have its own security. And, of course, layers are easy to use. That's why they are so popular.
Thanks for watching.